Yeah, that's a great question. Well, there's some positives and there's many negatives about American Christianity. On the positive side, America has enjoyed religious freedom from its very founding. In fact, founded by people looking for religious freedom. And that religious freedom has allowed Christianity to grow and prosper. And so we're thankful for what the gospel has been able to do in the United States, so much so that the country as a whole, at least, still reflects certain broad Christian principles. And there's many people in the United States who are true believers. So we're grateful for that. And that's certainly one of the positive takeaways. The second positive is because of that growth of Christianity, the United States has become a resource for much of the world's Christian population. And by resource, I mean scholars and pastors and teachers have written and are teaching good things and can export that to the world. And so we're certainly thankful for those solid Christian teachers in the United States who do those things. But there's some negatives. And certainly these negatives are something that all countries can learn from when it comes to the United States. One negative is that all the theology and doctrine that we export is not positive. Even though there's certain components of Christianity in America that are healthy, there's some that are very unhealthy. Christian liberalism has taken over large parts of the United States. And you recognize that unless the church keeps a careful watch on its doctrine, that it can drift away towards non-Christian liberal thinking. And you see that all across America. So there's many churches that meet every week and they never talk about Jesus. They don't talk about the gospel. They don't talk about the Bible. And it has become just moralistic, just becoming a good person. And certainly that's a lesson that every country can learn from. Don't let your church, don't let your denomination drift away from biblical truth. I would say a second negative that's true in America, and this is something to watch out for, is that as soon as your nation is largely Christian, sometimes it's hard to determine who's a true Christian and who isn't, because everybody says they're a Christian. And certainly that's true in many other countries around the world, where the church is well known and everybody identifies as a Christian. One lesson to learn is don't assume because someone says they're a Christian that they are a Christian. We know from the Bible that there's many people who claim Christ who are not true followers of Christ. And in nations where Christianity is widespread, it's very easy to say, I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, when in fact someone may not be. And so we have to remember, in whatever country we're in, we always have to remember to continue to preach the gospel. Don't assume that people have heard the gospel and understand the gospel enough. Even true believers need to hear the gospel again. And many of the people in our churches and in our midst, and many who are our friends, may not be true believers. And so we have to continue to keep an eye out for the spread of the gospel to make sure that they really do understand what it means to have Jesus as Savior, and that being a Christian is more than just an association with the church, but is a true change of heart and a conversion and a trust in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. So those would be a couple of the big takeaway lessons I hope everyone can take to heart.